Ice Lifers.
Morning, guys.
From the East Coast.
That's right. We made our way over here during Hurricane Dorian. As you can see, it might have
for you guys.
Might have been a little downgraded right now, so it looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. Not too busy here at Epcot. We're so excited because just at D23, we learned all the new announcements. So we're excited to bring those new announcements, where they're going to go. We'll talk about them, and of course,
food and wine.
Food and wine.
It's
I can't wait
the
to
best
eat.
time of year.
That's right. It's going to be so much fun. Concerts, maybe some illuminations. We'll see what's going on. We're going to have a great time.
Come with us.
Thanks so much.
With some of the changes coming to Epcot, I think some of the changes might include a new tram loop. There's some construction kind of going on right in the front here, underneath the monorail station. So there's a small redirect in how you're walking into the park now. Coming at the side, kind of over by the backside of the new Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind coaster.
And now walking through that new redirect that Carly Jo was just talking about, all the way into the entrance of the park. As you can see, they've already started on a lot of the new construction for what they announced at D23, including to the right. This redirect kind of brings you around where the old tram loop was. Very exciting times. About a year ago or so, this is pretty much a skeleton. You could see the track being built up. This slope right here, that's going to be your launch. And during D23, they did reveal that it's going to be a reverse launch. Very exciting. Something that isn't experienced really at the parks right now.
I don't know that I've ever been on a coaster that has a reverse launch.
No, and that's part of the name title too, Cosmic Rewind. But we are coming into Epcot to do a little rope dropping today. As you can see here, it doesn't look like a lot of people. We're about 45 minutes before the rope's supposed to drop. However, tomorrow is supposed to be the landfall of Hurricane Dorian. Now, for a while, it was being projected to hit Central Florida, but just yesterday they were saying that it might not be too bad out here in Orlando. It still might have scared some people away, so we'll see how busy today ends up being. So, of course, one of the first things you have to do when you come to Food and Wine in Epcot is grab your festival passport. And a nice little map. There you go. But the first thing you'll notice is the absence of the League of Legacy monoliths. From the right side of the entrance, they are all completely removed. You can see the gray areas on the ground where they once were. And on the left, you have these big scrim walls where they are working on the removal now. Of course, the park's most beautiful icon, Spaceship Earth, the Epcot ball, the most beautiful girl in school.
Epcot ball.
Epcot ball. That's right. Now, of course, at D23, we learned that there is going to be a completely massive plussing, reimagining of the front half of Epcot. And it is going to be stunning, including Spaceship Earth receiving a 2-year refurbishment with a brand new story. So very exciting stuff there.
And a reimagined fountain that will be similar to the concept art of the original fountain that was supposed to be out front here.
That's right.
At Epcot when it first opened in the 80s.
So, if you came along with us at D23, you might have learned that Epcot is now going to be broken up into 4 neighborhoods. Number 1, of course, World Showcase. It already exists, where our favorite food and wine is.
And the 3 other new neighborhoods that are going to be in the front half of the park, including World Celebration, World Discovery, and World Nature.
That's right. Right now, we're actually in World Celebration. That's going to include Spaceship Earth. That's also going to be including other things like the brand new Pavilion Center, which is going to feature the festival centers. It's going to be 3 floors, have great views out in front of the park. Now, I wanted to talk plans. Rope dropping is one of our favorite activities because you get here early, you get to ride the rides that you want without having to use a fast pass. So, Epcot, there are some good tips and tricks for rope dropping. One of my favorites is Test Track, doing that first. A lot of times people rush right over to Frozen 5K. However, what we recognize, if you head over to Test Track, head over to Single Riders Line, a lot of people will sprint through the regular entrance and they'll get caught up building their cars. So if you go through Single Rider and you want to just hop on the ride, you should be able to ride together. After that, I think we are going to try to head over to the land, which is going to be the future site of World Nature. Go get some breakfast, do Soarin', do Living with the Land, a personal favorite. And then by then we'll kind of reassess because of course World Showcase Food and Wine, that really doesn't start until 11 a.m. So we want to get a lot of front half Future World in right now. But we are waiting for the rope drop right now, and typically what happens is instead of keeping everybody at the front of the park with the touch points and getting able to scan in your tickets, instead of creating a backup, what they do is they bring you up a little forward. Right now we're along the left side of Spaceship Earth heading into the park, where we are all waiting to eventually make it to our first attractions.
Also, yes.
Alrighty. Woo! Oh, our rope drop has begun. As you can see, it's kind of a little exciting to be a part of this. People are very excited to go on their favorite rides, make it there quickly. But like we mentioned a little earlier, this is mostly driven to Frozen. And we are going to detour, the old Frozen 5K detour, over to one of my favorites, Test Track.
Would you say that we're making a pit stop
Oh,
at Test Track?
she's making jokes. Any wall fans? We got our bubblegum wall on the right here. Of course, our wonderful custodial cast members here. Spreading joy, having fun early on this morning.
Morning.
Morning. Whoa. And over here to the left where Mouse Gear is right now, that is going to be the site of the new park icon, that 3-story pavilion that's going to offer great lounging and a great view into all nighttime spectaculars. If you are a Disney World Pass holder, this is where you can collect your collectible magnets. If you come 4 times, you get this beautiful wooden poster set as well. Something I'd suggest going to do. As we come through the Interventions Breezeway, this is going to be the site of World Discovery. Straight ahead, Mission Space, that'll be there. Off to the right of Mission Space is going to be the entrance to Space 220, the space theme restaurant. Off to the left, you can see the site of the new Play Pavilion, which is the old Festival Center. Inside the queue here at Test Track. One of my favorites.
For those of you from the Disneyland side of things who maybe haven't made it out to Epcot yet or to Walt Disney World, think of Test Track almost like a Radiator Springs Racers, very similar setup. However, the theming is not to Cars and the Cars franchise. Instead, it's actually geared to a partnership with Chevrolet. You are test driving your custom concept vehicles. In this space that we just walked through, you technically could stop and create your own custom concept vehicle. That's what you see down below us here. Those are kind of the big rooms where people in Standby and FastPass create their custom concept vehicles. But as a single rider, you have the option to bypass or to create your custom concept vehicle. If you choose to bypass, once you get up there, you can still hold your Magic Band or park entry ticket up to the reader and it will create a vehicle for you to test drive. So behind us is the future home of Space 220, that new restaurant that's going to be attached to Mission Space that was talked about quite a bit in D23. The reason that it's going to be called Space 220 is because you'll be 220 miles above Epcot, above the Earth. You're actually going to be taking off in a launch pod or module from Epcot up into space to bring you up into the restaurant, where you will have panoramic views of space around you.
Still not too busy out today, as you can see. We're heading over towards Mission Space. Mission Space is staying. Some were wondering about its future. And it's just, oh, sorry.
It's okay.
I was just gonna say it has an absolutely stunning viewpoint entryway, just absolutely beautiful. If you ever get a chance to check out its dedication ceremony on YouTube, that's actually very spectacular as well.
I was going to say, in terms of the history of the park, this is still relatively a new ride as well, you know? So I don't think that with the money that they put into it and the large to-do about its technology when it first opened, I never held any girth to those rules.
Oh, good. That's very good. I'm glad you didn't hate the ride.
No, it's just...
Man, this ride blows.
No, that's not what I was going to say, but I never thought...
We just got off Mission Space, and as you know, the clouds are starting to roll in. There is supposed to be a little precipitation today, maybe catching the early parts of Dorian. But while we were over here, it's just incredible. What a beautiful day. To the left, what you see is going to be the skeleton of the entranceway, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. So a lot of construction going on, a fun cosmic wall out in front of it. Over here to the right is going to be the site of the new Disney Play Pavilion. Lots of different interactive experiences. Here it's really gonna be a great haven for kids to get out of the heat, get into some air conditioning, and have a great time learning about different things, playing around.
In front of us here is something called a pollinator garden. So what you can see is lots of bumblebees doing their very important job, going from flower to flower, moving some pollen around and making sure that not only they're getting a tasty snack, but that the flowers are able to fertilize and cross-pollinate with each other.
But this is really beautiful. Coming from both of us who both worked in the zoo and animal field, Carly Jo still does, it's something that Epcot does really well, is it takes something simple like a garden, but turns it into this beautiful pollinator garden that is actually being used by these cute little bumblebees.
Great conservation message. Definitely one of the big initiatives of the Disney Conservation Fund as well, is to help save pollinators, including butterflies and bees. So we definitely support those kind of initiatives as well. It's always fun to see the bees.
As we were walking around Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, we saw that some paint has already gone up. Those are very reminiscent of some of the colors that you can see on the Collector's Fortress at Mission Breakout over in California Adventure. Not too long ago, they released these new World Showcase passports. They had the old ones for years and years and years, but these look beautiful. In fact, they contain a World Showcase passport, a Mickey button, and 77 different stickers. Here's the button on the back, honorary ambassador. Very cool. And below this, these really fun shirts that have different Mickey faces with colors of different countries on them. Oh.
I'm obsessed with this. I kind of want it. I think it's really cute.
So a little more on some of the Epcot merch that we're seeing here in Mouse Gear, including the Spaceship Earth ears with a bubblegum wall on them, including different countries with the Spaceship Earth.
We also have a new ear hat with the Spaceship Earth ears and all the countries.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You got a cute little mix and a pennant. All right, so the space behind me is actually home to the Pin Trading Center and the Pin Store here at Epcot. But as we heard over at D23, it's actually going to be replaced by a place called Dreamer's Point. And at its centerpiece is going to be a Walt statue. It's going to be sitting down and looking out over World Showcase. It is with a heavy heart that we have to say goodbye to one of my oldest, dearest friends, Club Cool. It is slated to be removed as the park undergoes its improvements. What you can do is actually sample Coke products from around the world. We will have one last shot of Beverly. We are now heading into the site of the future World Nature. The Land Pavilion is going to stay the same. However, they are getting a new video called Awesome Planet, where Circle of Life was. However, this will also be the location of the new water play pavilion featuring Moana called Journey of Water. Part 2 of our rope drop plans usually includes heading over into the land where we are now to go get some breakfast, ride on Soarin' and ride on Living with the Land. Sunshine Seasons breakfast is one of our favorite things here. Always delicious, always tasty, and never really a big line. And one of the better things about it, fountain sodas that you can pour your own and get refills on. It is 11:45. We have just done the front half of the park, including those future sites of World Nature, World Celebration, and World Discovery, and now it is time for us to dive into the world of food and wine. Let's roll!